Hello po at isang magandang araw. Ngayon po ay September 21, 2022, Wednesday. 95 days na lang, Pasko na. At ngayon pala ang 50th anniversary ng Declaration ng Martial Law sa Philippines. Mabuhay po kayo at welcome po sa The Stock Market Today. Kung gusto niyo po ng aking content, niimbitahan ko po kayo mag-subscribe sa aking channel. Kung meron po kayong stocks na gustong ipa-review, paki-comment lang po sa comment box at aking ipa-prioritize. Kung meron po kayong tanong tungkol sa stocks, itanong niyo lang po at aking sasagutin sa abot ng aking makakaya. Hindi po ako financial advisor. Ang mga sinasabi ko po dito ay hindi po financial advice. Huwag kayong alis dahil babahagi ko sa inyo ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSA ngayong araw, September 21, 2022, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Okay, ang ating financial headlines ay galing po sa BDO Securities. No more sugar imports this year, sabi po ng Sugar Regulatory Administration. T-bonds rates climb. So yung 7-year T-bonds ay umakyat, Pero ang presyo po niya nang bumababa. Yung rate lang po ang tinaas nila. So I would suppose ito po yung par na 100%. Pero kung yan ay na-issue niya, most likely bababa po yung presyo ng bonds. Okay? Air travel approaches pre-pandemic levels. And then we also have ACEN gets funding for solar farm in Australia. And MPI unit to buy modern jeepneys. Okay. So, ang ating main news ay wala po dyan. Nandito po sa Philstar. Ito po ay regarding global stocks. Global stocks drop amid interest rate fears. Stocks retreated Tuesday as investors awaited an announcement by the U.S. Federal Reserve on its next interest rate hike, with an increase also expected this week from the Bank of England as both countries aim to tackle soaring inflation. The Swedish Central Bank meanwhile unveiled its biggest rise in 3 decades earlier, the day ramping up its policy rate by a full percentage point to 1.75%. Wall Street has been rolled in recent days by decidedly hawkish sentiments from central bankers, with the Fed expected to raise its key rate by another 75 percentage points or 0.75 percentage points, and 3 major U.S. indices most lost about 1% on the eve of the announcement. The Fed's policy-setting Federal Open Market Committee is scheduled to announce its decision at 1600 GMT on Wednesday. So that's about 6 hours, mga 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning yan. New York time. The announcement has been the main focus for the markets after figures last week showed consumer prices are still rising at a pace not seen since the early 1980s. Right now, the market is in wait-and-see mode, and it's waiting to see what will happen from the Fed, said Adam Sharan of 50 Park Investments. And then investors are waiting to see how the markets are going to react to that news. So at this stage, it's about global central banks. Okay, pero ini-expect na pong mag-increase yan, at aggressive po ang Fed. So sa atin naman, mukhang na-price in na po yan or pina-price in na po yan ng ating index ng stocks. And as we know, inverse po ang relationship between interest rates and the stock market. So pagka tumaas po ang rates, bababa po yung ating mga negosyo. So slow down po kasi yan . Okay, may mga comments po dito. One is Raquel Robrigado. Sir, sabi mo good long-term investment ang BDO. Bakit po? Stable lang siya? Kasi kahit good companies, bumababa din po. Kailangan marunong pa rin ng technical. You may choose whichever analysis you want in the stocks now. Pero as for me, I do both fundamentals and technicals. Kasi technicals is for timing the market. And usually, yung technicals po, short to medium term lang po yan. Ang fundamentals po, you can apply it from medium to long term. So, if you are a long-term investor, you don't really care kung down or up ang market. Basta't bumibili ka because you think the stock will go up on the long term, no? So, ang horizon na tinitingnan mo yan is 3 to 5 years, hindi 1 to 3 days. Na kung 1 to 3 days, di mag-technical analysis po tayo. Ngayon po, kung horizon mo is longer, then you go for fundamental analysis. No? But if you wanted to maximize yung bili mo ng stock, gusto mo sa mababang presyo at kikita siya, fundamental or technical muna to time the market, no? Para mabili mo sa mababang presyo o sa mababang sa what you call support level, and then leave it there. Tulugan mo hanggang you wake up 3 years later na mataas na yung stock kasi naniniwala ka sa fundamental analysis. And of course, dalawa po yan, technicals din po. But technicals is for timing the market. Okay. So, ang sabi po niya, stable lang siya. Bakit po? Okay. Let me show you a chart here. May ginawa po akong chart. Okay, kita mo na yan? Okay, I made a chart here. Kinompare ko po yung 3 biggest banks in the Philippines. Ito po ay based sa kanilang website, yung annual reports po nila. And these are audited, financial statements. BDO, Metrobank, and BPI. Now, as of December 2021, BDO has total resources of 3.624 trillion pesos. So it's the largest, it has the largest asset base in the bank among the banks in the Philippines. Pangalawa po si Metrobank at 2.5 trillion and BPI at 2.4 trillion. Trillion po, no? 3.624. Yan. Ayusin lang natin. Okay. Ngayon, in terms of net income, si BDO pa rin po nanguna, 42.855 billion pesos. Pumangalawa si BPI, pumangatlo si Metrobank. In terms of earnings per share, ang earnings per share po is net income over the total outstanding shares of the company. No? Number 1 pa rin po si BDO at 9.68. Pumangalawa si BPI at 5.29 and Metrobank is 4.93. Ngayon, PE ratio, ano ba yung PE ratio? Ito po yung price per share over the earnings per share. Now, itong number pong ito, the lower the number, the better. Kasi price over earnings eh. So, ang Metrobank ang merong pinakamababang PE ratio na 11.6 times. X po ito, no? PE is number of times. And BDO is second at 1250 and BPI is third at 1280. Ngayon, in terms of branches, BDO is the largest, ano? Kasi siya yung pinakamalaking bangko ngayon at 1,544 branches. BPI is 1,179, pero hindi po natin ma-compare si Metrobank dahil wala po siyang data eh. Nakita ko pong data is 2019 pa, no? Pero nilagay ko pa rin dito as a benchmark. No? So makakompare lang po natin si BDO and BPI. In terms of employees, 38,873 si BDO, 19,000 lang si BPI. ATMs, 5,107 si BDO, 2,457 si BPI. So in other words, nasabi ko na BDO is a leader in the financial industry because of these statistics. Okay? Audited financial statements po ito. BDO was the first bank to reach 1 trillion in resources. So wala pa po nakakaabot niyan. And Metrobank and BPI followed suit later on. So 2012, I think, nag 1 trillion na po si BDO. And bakit ganun kalaki si BDO? Dahil lang ba sa kanilang retained earnings and net income? Hindi. Nag-merger po siya o nag-merge po siya with other entities. Ano? And before the merger with Equitable PCI Bank in the year 2000, may mina-merge na po siyang ibang mga foreign and local banks na maliliit before the big merger in the year 2000. At after that, nag-merge pa rin po siya with other institutions. Ano? Kaya naging 3.624 trillion yung kanyang resources. And not only that, management is very good. Ano? Yung presidente po nila is Nestor Tan, which became the president of Banco de Oro since the 1990s. Siya yung one of the youngest presidents in the banking industry. No? So, because of that, BDO is a leader, no, in this aspect. At management-wise, mga professional po yung nagmamanage dyan. Ano? Hindi po tinitipid ang sweldo dyan. And they are well compensated. Ngayon, in terms of target price, wala po akong makitang target price ni BDO sa BDO SEC. Pero meron po ako nakita sa First Metro Securities. Ano? The target price of BDO is 148 pesos against the price per share of 123 the previous trading day. Upside po niya is 20.2%. Compared to MBT, which has a target price of 68, malaki yung upside ni MBT. No? But if we will match it against the PE ratio, kasi ang PE ratio po ni BDO is 12.5 times. Yung relationship po niya is the lower the upside, the higher the PE ratio. The higher the upside, the lower the PE ratio. So, mukhang inverse po yung relationship. More or less po, ganun po nangyayari. But of course, hindi po ito absolute, no? May mga sometimes nag-iiba po yan. But as a general rule, yan po yung ma-obserbahan po natin dito po sa tatlong banks na ito. So, kasi ang PE is the lower the number, the better the ratio or the better the institution. No? So, mas merong pong kayong makikitang growth sa Metrobank because of a lower PE ratio than the one of BPI with a higher PE ratio but a lower upside. So yun po. Ito po yung based on the study and information coming from the website of BDO and our brokerage houses. No? So I hope I have answered your question. At saka, itong tatlong po ito, BDO, MBT, and BPI, are part of the index. And before you become part of the index, kailangan meron kang market capitalization, may free float, meron kang volume. And stringent po ang PSE dyan before you can be part of the index. Okay, so salamat po, Raquel, sa inyong tanong. Okay, so let's take a look at what happened to the index today. Okay. So, naku, bumaba na naman ang index. Oh. Mukhang nagko-consolidate na kahapon but ngayon ay bumaba po siya ng 1.66%. Nasa 6341.69 na po, no? At pababa po ang trend ng ating index. Ang RSI nasa 35, bearish po. So, yung market activity po ay 151 ang bumaba, 39 na companies ang umabante, at 33 ang hindi nagbago. Ang all-share index ay bumaba rin ng 1.38%. Ang mga sectoral indices natin, mining lang po ang nag-register ng pataas na resulta, pero yung holding companies, financials, industrials at properties at services ay bumaba na pinangunahan po ng financials at 2.49%. So tingnan po natin ang most active stocks. Siguro tingnan natin ang Metro Pacific, ACEN, SGP na nagkaroon ng breakdown, JFC, BDO, at Ali. So, umpisa na po natin kay Metro Pacific. Metro Pacific, okay, it followed the index, ano? And generally sideways po siya, pero more or less slightly downwards po ang kanyang trend. Pero with this development now, approaching support na po siya, no? Siguro Darvas box ang i-draw natin dito. Okay, Darvas box po tayo. Yan po. So more or less po ganyan, ano? Or kung long term naman ay parallel channel, but let's discuss the long term or the short term effect, ano? From April to September, ang pinaka support niya nandito po sa 348 and yung resistance nasa 385, and in general moving sideways, pero right now ay bearish or pababa po ang ating trend. Ang RSI po ay 35, pababa din po or bearish po ang number niya. And then, si ACEN naman, or ACEN, naku, talagang baba siya. Oh. So, approaching support na rin po ito. At i-draw po natin ang isang, yan. Yan po ang pinaka-support level niya, 6.25. Actually, masasabi natin support level na po eh. Dahil, malapit na po siya, no? 20 centavos na lang. Pero ang support kasi ay isang area. But this is already oversold, no? Yung ating stock ay oversold since September 14. And it has been that way since the most part of September. 625 pong support level ni ACEN, bearish po. SGP. Ano nangyari kay SGP? Yung pinto kaya yung downtrend? Ulitin po natin. SGP. So earlier I drew an area, no, na masabi nating breakdown po ni SGP, and this is that area here sa baba, no. Yan po. So this area here represents yung support level ni SGP at nagkaroon po siya ng doji ngayon, no. So yung kanyang area of support nasa 1180 to 12 pesos po, or 20 centavos po yung area of support niya, at nagkaroon po siya ng doji ngayon. And take note, meron pong gap down dito. Ito po yung gap down niya, at hopefully mag-bounce po ulit dahil oversold na po siya, at sana po ma-resolve na po yung query ng regulatory agency, yung ERC kay SGP. Bearish po ang dating sa akin. JFC ang susunod. Uy, bullish pa rin si JFC, no? Pero on the short term ay mukhang nabibreach na po niya yung nearest support level nasa 235, pero yung ating medium and long term ay nasa ilalim pa po. Ngayon, yung RSI po natin ay bahagyang bumaba, nasa 49. Pero bullish pa rin po si JFC, except that na breach na po yung short-term indicator po natin dito. And then let's do BDO. Si BDO ay moving sideways lang po, no? Mukhang nagko-consolidate. At ito po yung area of consolidation. For 3 days na po siya nagko-consolidate. At there's another one here. So, ko-consolidate po siya since August 18. And tingin ko po dito ay magandang bumili, no, at this level. Ang support po niya nandito. Lower support 113 po. Though hindi naman po nagbibigay ng magandang dividendo. Actually, nagbibigay ng dividendo si BDO, pero maliit lang po yung dividend yield niya. Magandang pang long term po ito. Dahil, as I explained earlier, this is a blue chip company, well managed, the largest bank in the Philippines, no? And marami siyang groundbreaking achievements itong si BDO. From a nobody in 1966, nag-start po yan as Acme Savings sa Cubao. Tapos naging Banco de Oro. And then they began to buy smaller banks until they were able to buy a big bank. Ito po yung Equitable PCI. In 2007, hindi po 2000. No, sorry po. Yung merger nila is in 2007. Pero yung merger ng Equitable at PCI Bank nangyari po noong 2000. Samantalang ang BDO and Equitable PCI nangyari po noong 2007. Okay, so yan po si BDO and nagdidip lang po siya ngayon, but this is a good investment, ano? Especially when, kasi who would think na bumaba po yan, less than 100 And during the time of the pandemic, nung March, nasa 85 pesos lang, 85 lang, nasa 120 na ngayon. So, all in all, if we will be drawing a trend line, yun yung trend line niya. Yan po si BDO. So, it's been moving upwards, no? Moving upwards po siya. And especially the black line, which is the 100-day exponential moving average, ay in general po paakyat po siya since July of 2020. Okay. And then, we go to Ali. Another good company po ito. Yung parent company niya, Ayala Corporation, is also a good company. So, nagdidip lang po si Ali, no? And moving sideways since area here. So, masabi natin on the short term, support is at 26.98 or almost 27 pesos. And resistance is at 29.80. Support and resistance, di po yan exact points. These are areas. Okay, so yan po ang ating report sa stock market, September 21, 2022. Ito po si Benji Chodoro. Nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik at hanggang sa muli. Stay safe. God bless. Bye for now.